Well, since the best motives are liable to misconstruction, the Queen saw in your refusal nothing but a refusal, a distinct refusal. She had also much to complain of you during the lifetime of the late Cardinal. Yes, Her Majesty the Queen. Rochefort smiled contemptuously. Since I was a faithful servant, my lord, to Cardinal Richelieu during his life, it stands to reason that now, after his death, I should serve you well, in defiance of the whole world. With regard to myself, Monsieur de Rochefort, replied Mazarin, I am not, like Monsieur de Richelieu, all-powerful. I am but a minister who wants no servants, being myself nothing but a servant of the Queen's. Now, the Queen is of a sensitive nature. Hearing of your refusal to obey her, she looked upon it as a declaration of war, and as she considers you a man of superior talent, and consequently dangerous, she desired me to make sure of you. That is the reason of your being shut up in the Bastille. But your release can be managed. You are one of those men who can comprehend certain matters, and having understood them, can act with energy. Such was Cardinal Richelieu's opinion. My lord, the cardinal, interrupted Mazarin, was a great politician, and therein shone his vast superiority over me. I am a straightforward, simple man. That's my great disadvantage. I am of a frankness of character quite French. Rochefort bit his lips in order to prevent a smile. Now to the point. I want friends, I want faithful servants. When I say I want, I mean the Queen wants them. I do nothing without her commands. Pray understand that, not like Monsieur de Richelieu, who went on just as he pleased, so I shall never be a great man, as he was, but to compensate for that, I shall be a good man, Monsieur de Rochefort, and I hope to prove it to you. Rochefort knew well the tones of that soft voice, in which sounded sometimes a sort of gentle lisp, like the hissing of young vipers. I am disposed to believe your Eminence, he replied, though I have had but little evidence of that good nature of which your Eminence speaks. Do not forget that I have been 5 years in the Bastille, and that no medium of viewing things is so deceptive as the grating of a prison. Ah, Monsieur de Rochefort, have I not told you already that I had nothing to do with that? The Queen cannot you make allowances for the pettishness of a queen and a princess, but that has passed away as suddenly as it came, and is forgotten. I can easily suppose, sir, that Her Majesty has forgotten it amid the fêtes and the courtiers of the Palais Royal, but I, who have passed those years in the Bastille— Ah, mon Dieu, my dear Monsieur de Rochefort, do you absolutely think that the Palais Royal is the abode of gaiety? No, we have had great annoyances there. As for me, I play my game squarely, fairly, and above board, as I always do. Let us come to some conclusion. Are you one of us, Monsieur de Rochefort? I am very desirous of being so, my lord, but I am totally in the dark about everything. In the Bastille one talks politics only with soldiers and jailers, and you have not an idea, my lord, how little is known of what is going on by people of that sort. I am of Monsieur de Bassompierre's party. Is he still one of the 17 peers of France? He is dead. Sir, a great loss. His devotion to the Queen was boundless. Men of loyalty are scarce. I think so, forsooth, said Rochefort, and when you find any of them, you march them off to the Bastille. However, there are plenty in the world, but you don't look in the right direction for them. My lord, indeed, explain to me. Ah, my dear Monsieur de Rochefort, how much you must have learned during your intimacy with the late cardinal. Ah, he was a great man. Will your Eminence be angry if I read you a lesson? I never, you know, you may say anything to me. I try to be beloved, not feared. Well, there is on the wall of my cell, scratched with a nail, a proverb, which says, like master, like servant. Pray, what does that mean? It means that Monsieur de Richelieu was able to find trusty servants, dozens and dozens of them, the point aimed at by every poniard, Richelieu, who passed his life in warding off blows which were forever aimed at him, but he did ward them off, said de Rochefort, and the reason was, that though he had bitter enemies, he possessed also true friends. I have known persons, he continued, for he thought he might avail himself of the opportunity of speaking of D'Artagnan, who by their sagacity and address have deceived the penetration of Cardinal Richelieu, who by their valour have got the better of his guards and spies, persons without money, without support, without credit, yet who have preserved to the crowned head its crown, and made the cardinal crave pardon. But those men you speak of, said Mazarin, smiling inwardly on seeing Rochefort approach the point to which he was leading him, those men were not devoted to the cardinal, for they contended against him. No, in that case they would have met with more fitting reward. They had the misfortune to be devoted to that very queen for whom just now you were seeking servants. But how is it that you know so much of these matters?